What's going on, guys? We are back on Cash Code, the podcast where knowledge is stored and shared. We got a great one for you today. I am so hyped. I'm so pumped. I'm so amped because I got my guy Scott Steinlage here with me today. We're about to jump into some amazing conversations about tech and God. So that's why I love this podcast so much, because we got such a variety of things that we could talk about on Cash Code. And so this is all very brand new. So, Scott, would you mind introducing yourself to the people?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm really excited to be on Jimmy's podcast here, Cash Code. Such a good play on words there. Really loving it. So, I'm Scott Steinlage.
I've been pronouncing it wrong this
all good. Let's keep this authentic, bro. Like, that's what this is about, being real.
Bad, so,
no.
Say that again.
Steinlage.
Steinlage. I said Steinlage.
Hey, you know, I get leggy, loggy, logger, ledge.
What is that? Is that German?
Yeah, it's German.
Okay, it sounds very loggy. It's like
Steinlage. Yeah, that's it. And I don't speak any German, so.
And it's me neither. Apparently, you know.
Right.
Who'd have thought?
Right. I speak more Spanish than I do German, so that's interesting. Anyway, So I've been in the tech world for a little bit. I guess if you want to go all the way back to like probably 2013, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. How'd you break out? The thing about it is, I love the story of how people got into it and then how they progressed in their career. So let's start with what was your first job in the tech field?
Yeah, first job in the tech field, marketing.
Marketing?
Yeah, essentially. And I kind of stuck through that a little bit, but we'll get into that. So, I guess it was around 2013, I was using a SaaS a landing page builder, basically, called ClickFunnels.
Oh, yeah, ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
College at all?
No college. Actually, I dropped out of high school my senior year. Not many people know that, but I'm not afraid to share it. Like, if anybody talks to me, I get to know them or whatever, I'll share it.
You went full Kanye.
Yeah.
I went full college dropout.
Yeah. I did try some college, but it just wasn't my thing. So I'm all about.
I think that's a plus, bro.
Continuing education, just on my own terms, essentially.
Yeah, and not in $50 million worth of debt.
Yeah,
at the same time. So
sure. Yep. Absolutely. But yeah. So I was using ClickFunnels actually for myself, and I was like creating some like vinyl stickers, dogs, like things that people are passionate about. So like their dogs, right? Like German Shepherds or Pit Bulls, or, it's like some really popular breeds that people love and love to share that they have them. And so I had like this huge 6-foot plotter, and we had vinyl stickers that we were selling. I was using ClickFunnels to help sell that. So
that is unique.
Yeah, very unique, very niche, right? So, but anyway, so that was kind of a flop, though. I'll just say that much. I've had lots of actually failures in my life, and that's okay, because we learn from them and we move on to the next thing. And
if you're an entrepreneur, if you're alive, you're gonna have failures. So
100%.
You're not doing it right if you don't fail at least 3 times.
True.
4 times.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, so I really loved ClickFunnels, though, and I loved what they were doing. And so I thought, man, I would love to like work with this company and help them to, expand and grow, and, because they were just kind of hitting some big numbers, but they weren't quite, where they are now. And so I reached out, and so here's the thing, like with like tech and getting in even more now, right now, more than ever, this piece is so important, because like people are getting laid off like crazy in tech. Okay. But there's also a lot of people that are still getting jobs too. And those people who are getting jobs are typically the ones who are doing things that I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
Right. and that would be networking.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
And so what did I do? I reached out to the CMO of the company personally. I just emailed him. Right?
ClickFunnels?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, man, I really love what you're doing. I've been using the software for the last 8 months. You can check out my account here. and just kind of talking it up. And then it didn't take much for this one, but he was like, okay, let's have a talk.
Bro, hold on, wait. That is a power move. Listen to the game he just gave y'all. Like, it's a power move, bro.
Yeah. You can't do that with every company, but if you've been using that software or that, and you're an actual customer of that people, right? And you really are passionate about what they have, then you could talk a good game about it because
How did you find his email address?
Bro, I don't even remember at the time. Like, I don't know. I had to do some digging. That's for sure. Okay. Right. But I think I didn't even know, like, I found out that he was the CMO somehow. Because, like, the main person, the main attractive character for ClickFunnels, the figure of the company is Russell Brunson. He's the CEO and founder, one of the co-founders, but, like, the main founder of the company. And so
now they're a massive monster company now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've got, like, I don't even know what they're hitting. I don't know their numbers. They're a private company, but hundreds of millions in revenue a year. Hundreds and hundreds, maybe even $500 million. I don't even know.
Probably.
Yeah,
like at this
when
point,
I left, there were hundreds of millions when I left. So
man, I was talking to a guy that I knew back when we lived in Cape Girardeau. Mm-hmm. We lived in Cape Girardeau 4 years ago, and he was using ClickFunnels, and he said a bad day for him was making less than $20,000.
Oh, wow.
A day.
Yeah, that's good.
A day. I was like, what?
Right.
Like, I was like, I didn't even know that was possible in a month. Like, this is crazy.
I will say, it's not necessarily the software that's making all that happen, right? Like, I mean, it's the strategy, it's the process, it's the methodologies, all that. Which the beautiful thing about ClickFunnels is that Russell Brunson teaches all this stuff. And so he's like, look, I'm not only going to give you, when you purchase this, here's the software to use for people to go to, and it's easy click, drag, drop stuff, right? Like low code, no code stuff. But you can do low code. You can put some CSS in there, and add some HTML, and you can tweak things to customize it more how you want it to be, right? Because you can't get that exact look that you're looking for sometimes with these templates and stuff like that, and drag and drop stuff. So anyway, but yeah, so I reached out, got a hold of him, and got the job, right? And I started off low, though. It was like tech support, right? Like, that's where I started. So that was it. And I knew that was like getting my foot in the door. And within like 3 or 4 months, actually, they're like, seeing how much knowledge I actually did have about the software, and like knowledge about marketing and just, all that stuff. And they're like, wow, yeah, okay, here's a job opening. Maybe you should apply to this, so I did. And I actually made a video. And that's another trick I'm going to tell y'all, is if you're trying to get a job right now, you got to stand out from everybody, right? Even internally in your company, you got to stand out, right? And so doing something unique, right? And so I made a video on why I should have the job, and like had like a green backdrop and everything. And so I, chromed it out. Yeah, chroma keyed it out and stuff. But like had some fun with it and explained so the job was a coach, and it was coaching people on how to better market their products, sell and market their products and services online using obviously ClickFunnels. And so it was this program called ClickStart. And so that is where a lot more marketing came in, but still on the SaaS side of things, and showing people like the technical side of the software and how to use it, and then things like that, and really helping with strategy, and stuff like that too, for their businesses. And it was a beautiful thing because I got to work with hundreds of different entrepreneurs and business owners, people that were just starting out, people that were making 10 million a year, people that were making, one guy, his net worth was insane. He was like telling me like all these companies he sold and stuff like that, and had acquired. And he was like, over the years, he's like, I added it all up, and it's like a couple $1 billion or something ridiculous. I'm like, what are you even doing here?
Why are you here? Why are you talking to me?
Yeah. But everybody at the time, like, this is when ClickFunnels was really kicking off, and like so many people talking about it, which there's still a lot of people talking about, but so many people were talking about it that, everybody wanted to know, wanted a piece of it, whatever it was, there's a lot of talk here. There's money there, So people think about money all the time.
Gary Vaynerchuk, where there's attention, there's money. There's money to be made.
Oh, totally, 100%.
So, GV.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk for sure. Don't want to get like too dragged out with this, but basically, ClickFunnels, and then did that coaching thing for the rest of the time there. And then I actually left ClickFunnels to do my own thing. And I've always been very entrepreneurial, right? So I've always found myself having not necessarily a hard time working for someone, but I love working for myself. Right?
I get it. Yeah.
And so, but if I can do something that is of an entrepreneurial, or what a lot of people would say, intrapreneur. So inside of a company,
yes,
you can be the entrepreneur that you want to be, so long as they give you the freedom to do so, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur.
And be creative, and which I feel like the role you're in right now, I feel like is very entrepreneurish.
Yeah.
Because you're able to do like more creative stuff and like run a program, a project, and multiple projects, and really, have the ability to affect the bottom line of things happening at that company, which is super cool.
It's super sick. They check in with me. It was like, is this complete? And I'm like, yep. And I'm moving on to the next step. And it's just, it is what I want. Like, so that's being fully remote is the plug.
That's 100%.
So that's one of the best things ever. So what were you saying?
Yeah. So I was remote actually at ClickFunnels too, right? So which was great because they're in Boise and I'm out here. So
something about being remote is just freeing, because it's like, I don't mind working for somebody if I can control my time, because really that's what I think more than anything. The reason why people don't enjoy working for other companies is because they control your schedule so much. And it's like, if they would allow you more freedom to not necessarily just set your schedule all willy-nilly, but just allows you the freedom to work when you can, or set your own hours to a degree, then it frees you up a whole lot, And then you even got to deal with the weird office stuff. Like people play office games a lot, and I don't like office games.
Politics,
yeah, I don't like it. I don't even think there's a way to really even get around that. Like, if you work for a company, you're gonna have to play the office games that people play.
Yeah, even through Slack,
Yeah.
Sometimes even remotely, there's games, but and it's even harder to read someone sometimes. It's like, wait, I need that body language sometimes.
Right.
Exactly. Or it's like 8 o'clock and somebody's green bubble is still there. And
you really there?
Are you still here?
Right. Come on now.
Yeah. But so we were on the journey of your career. So you were at ClickFunnels through that entire time.
Yep.
And then what
was like next? 3 years about. And so I grew with them from about 50 people all the way up to about 500 people when I left.
Doing remote work and just, you said grunt work, but
coaching.
Okay.
Yep. Coaching people. Yeah. No, it was great. No, so the grunt work, the tech support was like, the first 3 or 4 months. Then it was like, doubled my pay. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big jump.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was good. Like, it was the most money I've ever made.
I can see in your eyes it was good. It must have been really good.
It was good. It was good. I'll say that much. Things can always be better. Yeah. But I took it. So it was good. And then after that I left there. I started doing my own thing, and started up my own agency essentially. And so taking all the things I learned and doing that for other people. But it's not like I wasn't competing against ClickFunnels though, because I was still having people use ClickFunnels, right? So if anything, I'm helping them, and they have like a great affiliate program and stuff like that. So I was just helping actually Christian entrepreneur business owners to market and sell their products and services online using ClickFunnels with my own And so I had one client initially, and it was like enough to do me good and make what I was making with one client.
Man.
And I was like, okay,
wow.
Cool. Yeah, so I had them on a monthly retainer, right? And then we also had a rev share deal. So like anything I helped them to and it was more than just like marketing too or sales. It was a holistic entire funnel process that we would go through. And so we go through their business and what technology they're using now and what they can drop and maybe add in some things or whatever, save some money there or not, maybe spend some more. And then, getting all the necessities in line, to be able to do what we need to do, email marketing for, all this stuff, everything. Right. And then, and using ClickFunnels is kind of a prereq there. It could be as something else, and I would be more than happy to check into something else. But I just knew ClickFunnels; it was easy, right? So, anyway, I had this client and helped him launch it. He launched a new book, and we launched a course, and did a webinar and all that like together. And in one weekend, he did pretty good on the first weekend. It's residual too, right? So it's all about creating like something that's evergreen, right? So you have this webinar that's going to continue selling for you. You're going to have to tweak it and all that stuff, but he hit like 35 grand in that one weekend. Which is pretty good. For
what? Yeah. Pretty good. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's
can't remember the last time I made 35 in the day.
Yeah, it was the weekend, but yeah. So.
Well, it was the weekend.
I don't know. Here's the thing, bro.
Like it would be.
It is different because I feel like I see people making way more than that.
Okay.
All the time, right? And it's like, I mean. That's the beautiful thing about.
Give us the game. How can we be down? Teach us to make 35 in a day.
I mean, it takes a lot of work for sure.
Okay.
To get to that point, and honestly, he hadn't been doing any business for about 6 or 7 years. Mm-hmm. He was kind of like semi-retired. Mm-hmm. And he had a lot of success before. Like he had a online bookstore and stuff like that. And he's had like 20 books he's published or something like that. Mm-hmm. And one of them he sold like 400,000 copies of. I mean, he's done like pretty well with some stuff. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be considered a New York best time seller?
But it doesn't matter if you're a self-published author. That's the thing about self-publishing is you can't be considered for any of that stuff. Okay. Yeah, it has to be published by an actual publisher to be able to do that. Yeah, it's kind of silly. But
it sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, but it doesn't matter. Like 400,000 copies, people got your book. You're doing something right.
I am a New York New York Times bestseller. I don't care what you say. I already got it. You care about your publishing house.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I'll publish your house.
Right. There we go. Which actually he created a publishing company, but he did for real.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. But yeah, we did some fun stuff together. And then I did decently well with him, and he liked what I was doing, so he referred me to a friend of his, right? So obviously, if you're doing something right, and you're going to get a referral, right?
That's marketing.
Yeah, absolutely, it's good stuff. So he referred me to another Christian author, and this guy, he's pretty awesome. He has like 30 something books now too. And
can you drop names? Is that like
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could drop a couple names. I'm not gonna drop the first one since I talked numbers already, but I'll drop.
We'll bleep it out. We'll bleep it out.
I'll drop the second name, which is Os Hillman, OS, and then Hillman, HILLMAN. Os Hillman, super awesome guy. Actually, he was an avid golfer. He was actually a pro for several years, and he played with like some pretty big guys down in the South there. He's in Georgia, Atlanta, actually, right outside of Atlanta, like 45 minutes outside of there. So anyway, he was trying to do some things with his company and expand, and he's just like, all right, so what can we do? So I helped him right away, instantly. I helped him save several thousand every month by taking some old email marketing software that he was using. They were spending an outrageous amounts on, and I was like, look, you can go to something like this and save X amount, because they're sending like, how many emails are they sending, man? Like a couple million a month or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
How you get an email list that big?
Well, he has a 120,000 email list or something like that. Yeah. So
email is not dead. Email is still popping.
Oh no, not at all. In fact, that's the beautiful thing is I think we're talking more about marketing and tech, but like I love it. It's my drive. So it's my jam a little bit. But I'd say that email marketing is definitely not dead. And that's how you own the traffic, y'all. Yeah. Right? That's how you own the traffic. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you're on YouTube and that's your thing, if YouTube goes away, what are you gonna do? If you don't have emails, what are you gonna do? You just lost all contact with all those people that used to hang out with you, right? Unless you're on another medium and they're following you on there, but it's really hard to get people to jump from medium to medium to medium. Yes. Like if you got like 100,000 followers on TikTok and you go to Instagram, you're like, go to my Instagram. You're gonna get like maybe a couple of 1,000 people.
Right.
Like they're not gonna go. Yeah. Right. They're probably not gonna go. So because they like where they're at, right? Yeah. Meet them where they're at. And so what you can do, however, is have a call to action in a lot of your stuff. And that call to action can be to go sign up for your email list so they can always hear from you and see you and hear more from you and whatever. And maybe incentivize them to do it. Right? Like give them, a strategy.
Join my email sign up list.
Exactly. Bro, okay. Do you have a website for the podcast yet?
No, it's coming. Domain name is locked in, but I haven't.
You got the domain?
Website. Yes, I have the domain name, but the website is coming soon. So, as a web developer, this goes for anything.
Yeah.
Like when you do it all day, it's like when it comes to your stuff, you just kind of want to like I'll do it when I get to it.
Yes. Hey, you know what? Just throw something together with a like drag and drop thing, and then code your own custom stuff later.
That's the thing. I can't. The creative side of me won't allow me to just like slap like a drag and drop box into stuff. Like I gotta go halfway ham.
Okay.
At bare minimum it's half ham.
Yeah, fair enough.
So like, I really feel like for a podcast is this cool.
Yeah.
Like it has to be robust. Like it has to be cool.
Let me say this though. Let me call you out real quick. Let me say this. Or maybe I'm not calling you out. Maybe I'm just saying that. Yeah. It's like this. Look, bro, if you want to perfection is a form of procrastination. Okay? And so like we need to really step out of the light that we're in and go like 30,000 feet up and look down on ourselves and say, all right, am I really just trying to make this dope? Which, yes, I'm sure I have the intention to. Or am I just trying to procrastinate? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, because massive action is how you're going to get to where you want to be, right? Like Myron Golden, okay? Do you know Myron Golden?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I hope we bring him to Church on the Rock one day.
Guess what?
I love Myron Golden.
I think we're going to get him in because that's who I'm going to see this week.
There's no way.
Yeah,
you take me with
out, bro. You can come.
We going to see Myron Golden.
And you can share my hotel room. I already got a dope hotel room.
Don't tell me how much his tickets is, man. How much?
I think the minimum one was like $1,000 or something.
Yeah, I figured. Man.
Super good. It's 3 days.
That's the nosebleeds is $1,000. Shoot.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. I don't know how long you wanted to go, by the way.
Man, we going until it's finished. Until we feel like we did hit every subject.
Talk for another hour.
Let's feel free. Unpack it all.
Right.
It doesn't matter. This is where knowledge is stored and shared. So until you feel like
let's put it in the cache.
Exactly.
Yeah, that way we can bring it up faster next time. Because it's taking a minute now.
You got some good puns, right? Hey, you too quick with
you
this.
were playing on the words.
Just a little bit.
I love it. Which I got something for you here. It's good. It's
all right.
good.
So we were talking about Myron Golden.
Yes, sir. So I don't even remember how we got to that point.
Yeah, you're going to see him this weekend. But what were we talking about before that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember how I got to that.
Okay.
You said procrastinate.
Yeah. So I was just trying to make a point, right? So. Right, we're talking about...
It is a form of procrastination.
Yeah. So I was just trying to make a point, and I was going to say that Myron Golden is who I'm going to see, but I got this training early for buying a ticket, and so he's like, hey, check out some of these videos, and some of his older videos, but it's all good stuff. Yeah. So I was watching this 3-part series on like the law of attraction, okay? Now, he talks about The Secret. Remember that video? Yeah. Okay. And he said they missed a bunch of stuff. Here's the problem. And the other problem is that it wasn't, so once he gets to a certain point, he talks about, okay, it's not really the law of attraction. It's the law of, and he crosses out T and R, and it's the law of action. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, because it's about taking massive action, bro. And it's about doing it in a way, and he talks about this because what our pastor always talks about, expectations, right? Okay, come expecting, right? And so this is what he was talking about. And you need to expect, okay, like good things to happen, right? There's like expecting good things happen allows you to take action, okay? Whereas expecting bad things to happen is creating anxiety, right? It's perceiving that something bad is going to happen, or perceiving that something good is going to happen. Okay, so if you perceive, he said it a little bit differently, but if you perceive that something bad is going to happen from something, you're going to get anxiety, and that stops us.
Yes.
Right? That stops us.
Yeah.
Fear. And it's not even fear, he said. He said it's not even fear. It's literally just the anxiety, right, that stops you. And so, and he worded it much better than that. But yeah.
Oh,